Hello, everybody. So, this still is really cool looking. I thought I would finally give my thoughts on this VN, seeing as every single time I've referenced it in my videos, I've said that it is absolute trash. And I thought that I should at least expand upon my thoughts. I guess I'll just start with the art, because why not? The art overall, by Haps, it's really good. It's decent, at least. Backgrounds are even better, honestly. My problem is with the sprite work because it doesn't match the tone of the story whatsoever, which is supposed to be making me feel like it's supposed to be a serious story about like all these political maneuverings and shit. And I never got that. I never got that sense while playing it. I mean, yeah. Anyway, moving on to the music. The music in this game is extraordinarily bland. It is very misused. It's okay, I guess. Like the only song I remember, only music I remember is like when the final battle scene. It's the only one I remember. Overall, the music is serviceable, I guess. It's decent. So, next is the universe in which this game takes place, and I will try and express my feelings on that now. Basically, I feel that you have this really interesting sort of sci-fi political drama here, where you could have done so much. You could have done so much with those ideas, but they're never explored to the fullest length they could be. It's always very surface level. And the biggest problem for me in this regard is the parents. They are some of the most deus ex machina devices I've ever seen. In terms of their entire existence, they literally only exist to facilitate the story happening. You hardly ever get any more deeper info than that on them, other than them being, the gods of Adastra and such, and how they want to unite the Galaxius for some reason. They basically deflate all tension and stakes from the story, because once you realize that the parents are brought Marco there for a reason, you immediately know that he's not going to die. So, overall, universe, not very amazing potential. Utilize it extremely poorly. Moving on to the characters now. Let's start with, well, the man of the hour, Marco, main character. Marco is an exceedingly boring and very annoying protagonist. He has no character whatsoever. He is a wet piece of cardboard that stands around doing nothing while all of these events are happening around him. And don't give me the fucking excuse that he's on an alien world where he doesn't understand anything. Because he very much does understand everything. He has the lingua in him that translates everything for him so we can understand the people better. Plus, he's a human. Humans are known for their survival instincts. If I was in this situation, I wouldn't just be sitting idly by. No, I'd be plotting. I'd be figuring out a way to get back home. That's what I'd be doing. Marco is essentially a character, is just an audience insert, and that wouldn't be such an issue if he had actual character, which he doesn't. He has no character other than simping for Amicus and doing whatever the plot demands he do. Speaking of Amicus, I shall move on to him now. Amicus is a huge man-child who throws tantrums whenever anything doesn't go his way. And I do not want to hear the excuse that, oh, he was raised in a royal family. That means he doesn't know the world. Cassius and Virginia also exist within the same royal family that Amicus was raised in. And they are not as dumb and retarded as he is. And yes, I just use a no-no word. If you can't handle that, get the fuck off my channel. In essence, I think Amicus as a character is extremely incompetent as a emperor. He makes terrible decisions all throughout. He's impulsive. He nearly gets Marco killed several times. I felt no attachment to him during the entire time I was reading the VN. Literally no attachment. Overall, very poorly written character, because they obviously didn't want him to come off as a piece of shit that was jeopardizing Marco through his own stupidity. They obviously didn't want that. No, they wanted the simps to smother all over the game and jerk themselves off to imagine Amicus in bed with them. That's what they wanted. Next up, I suppose, is going to be, why, none other than, Alexios. This cat, this Amorphin, he had quite a lot of potential for being a genuinely interesting character. No, I'm not even joking. His entire thing about being a spy for Amorpha and sowing chaos is very intriguing. It would be so much better if they hadn't ruined it by having him genuinely be in love with Cassius. If instead of that they had him not love Cassius and just fool Cassius into thinking that would have made it so much better. You would have improved his intelligence, and you would also stay true to his whole, I am a spy here to cause chaos on this planet. Overall, very strong potential for a character, but failed miserably. Just failed miserably at the end. Next up, I suppose I should cover Virginia. Why the fuck are you even in this story? Seriously, why are you in this story? What purpose do you serve other than just espousing feminazi talking points? You literally live in a fucking royal palace where you have every desire you could possibly want fulfilled, well, except governing, but even that gets solved by the end of the story, and you still complain about, oh, I got so mistreated because I was born female. Yeah, cool. The only reason you're in this story is A, to have Nefaru have someone to talk to and communicate with a bit more, and B, to espouse feminist talking points. So, yeah, automatically your character is terrible. Like, seriously, she doesn't do anything except those two things. I do not understand why she was included. Next up, I need to pause. I need to go piss. All right, I have returned from my bathroom break and forgot to mention Cato. Now, Cato is supposed to be the villain, and as a villain, he's terrible. The only really bad things I can think to say about him is that he's sexist and he's racist and he's homophobic. So basically, he's a caricature. He's not even a good villain. I guess the best you could say is that, oh, he hates the Camians because of the war, but they don't ever explore the trauma that he went through during the war to, explain why he hates them, other than, oh, the installation of his new eyesight thing fried his brain and now he's insane. Yeah, talk about convenient. Instead of actually giving a character characterization and trying to make him interesting and somewhat sympathetic, you decide to go with, oh, he's just a evil bigot. Great job, Howie. You're really improving your writing ability there. Um, Next up, I suppose I should talk about Nefaru, but before that, I must go do something. I am sorry. I need to go piss. I need to. No, I just pissed. I need to go, get a drink. Alright, so next up is Nefaru. Best boy. Nefaru is the second best character in this game. He just is. He's the best character in the game. When you think about the fact that not only is he, the best character, like hot and shit, he also actually has a genuinely well-rounded character. Like, character, he actually is character, which is really cool. And a lot of characters don't have this in this game. He also, participates on the plot. He points out Amicus's bullshit. He solves Margot and Amicus' little lover's quarrel, as if I should even call it that, considering it's such a fucking pointless bullshit. It shouldn't even be a part of this thing, honestly. The romance should not be a thing. It really shouldn't be. It shouldn't be in here. He not only solves all that stuff, but he's actually a really interesting character. Sure, he never develops. We see him act within the parameters of character that he's given, as well as just dealing with the consequences of his actions that he makes within said character. He deserved so much better than being in this game. But I guess his family really did give him a good punishment or some shit, Like, wow. I guess that leaves Cassius, and you'll see that I saved the best for last, because my god is Cassius a great character. He is... God, he's so good. He's such a good semi-villain. God, I really need to stop forgetting things. Alright, so basically, Cassius as a character is just my favorite in the game, and that's only really in concept. You see, he's basically made fun of and bullied by his own brother for stupid, pointless reasons. His father rejected him. His mother, one of the only people that actually loved him, is now dead. So that's another fucking thing he has to deal with. He has to hide his love for Alexios, because, the whole thing with the fucking Adastrans being homophobes, that's another thing. And then, of course, you have his sympathy for his people, his acknowledgement that he's been born in a privileged position, unlike his sister. Seriously, fuck Virginia and her stupid rants that make no sense. But then he's defeated by Cato. He's killed by Cato, someone he really did trust, and he's probably remembered as a pathetic person in the annals of history. At least, I would say that if that's actually what they went with. They didn't go with that. They didn't. He's a petulant brat, just like Amicus. He genuinely he, he's made out to be so fucking stupid for not realizing, despite previous built-up in his character, that, Alexios is, well, should have been lying to him about his love, but no, they actually do love each other for some fucking reason. And of course, you have the two ass pulls because, yeah, just wow, God, what a sad story this dude has, man. Like seriously, Cassius is everything that Amicus is not. He's actually politically smart. He thinks things through, unlike this dipshit. He uses the culture of Adastra to his advantage because he knows what they're like. Even though I genuinely think he doesn't really like the traditions, he still follows through on them because that's what he does. Like, story needed. He's such a morally great villain, and I love that. He's genuinely a better ruler than Amicus is. He would have been so much better as Emperor. Then, then of course, you have the two ass pulls that they needed. Alex starting the rumor, not really even a rumor, that he wanted to dismember the triumvirates to stop them from having so much power, which honestly would have made way more sense if, Virginia did that instead. Like, would have made way more sense for that to be something Virginia would do because she wants Amicus to rule. And also, just, it's ridiculous. They made him survive the poison, yada yada yada, and all that bullshit. It's fucking stupid. Like, best character in the whole game in concept, and they ruined him. And that really brings me to the biggest issue I have with this game, and that is the shocking lack of balls on the part of the writer to ever have any character face consequences. Alex doesn't face any consequences for plotting to destroy the Adastrian Empire. Cassius doesn't die from getting poisoned. I think that would kill someone. Marco just gets resurrected like the second coming of Christ because parents are Deus Ex Machina bullshit. Writing in this again, like it's masked behind this sense of, oh, yes, this dude knows what he's writing about. When you really pull back that facade, the writing falls apart so fast. There's no consequences for anyone. And that is my biggest issue with this game in general. No consequences whatsoever for anyone. And it sucks. And it's terrible. That's really all I had to say. See you next time.